Well, hello, and thanks for watching another episode of News of the Pews, where you can count on unapologetic 2A advocacy. Gun rights are human rights. Now, you may catch some feels over what I'm about to say, but I assure you, there is no such thing as an anti-gun politician. No, all politicians love guns. Men with guns enforce the laws politicrators pass. Every single law ever passed carries the threat of violence. Gun violence. Don't believe me? Find out what happens if you ignore that parking ticket long enough. And these scumbags are eager to send men with guns to your home to do violence against you. But they're not just eager to do violence against you with guns. Politicians also consider themselves to be a higher caste than you are. Their life is more valuable, which is why politicians on both sides of the aisle almost universally believe there should be exemptions for politicians in gun control laws. Politicians like Portland City Council member Loretta Smith, who was so offended by one person attempting to redress her government for grievances that Loretta did an instant about-face on her gun policy and drafted an ordinance which would allow city council members to carry a gun. She whinged to Oregon Public Broadcasting, "They yelled at me. Do your job, Councilor Smith." I got an idea. Instead of shooting your constituents, have you considered listening to their complaints? Maybe you should do your job. One thing that stood out to me, though, is that Councilor Smith is advocating for open carry, and I'm starting to suspect that a lot of people think open carry actually means you're allowed to carry without restriction, not that you are allowed to carry without hiding the gun. Is that the reason so many people oppose open carry in states where they already have permitless concealed carry? But hey, it would be impossible for us to produce quality 2A propaganda without you. So if you are in a comfortable place in life, please help us stay in a comfortable place in life by contributing to our tip jars down there in the doobly-doo, by joining this channel, by clicking on Super Thanks down there at the bottom right of this video, or buying one of these sick t-shirts for just 15 bucks. If you're not in a comfortable place though, remember, you don't owe us a thing. Please enjoy this 2A propaganda at the price of free 99 and continue to pray for us. You know how the Californistan handgun roster ended all negligent discharges in the state and their draconian assault weapon ban ended all crime? Well, now they're going to have the exact same impact on homemade firearms. Assembly Bill 2047 copies off Washington's homework to ban the sale of 3D printers unless they have nanny software to keep you from squirting a gun. But the California bill also sets up a roster of approved 3D printer manufacturers. To get on the roster, printer manufacturers have to implement some form of measures to prevent the printing of gun parts. The bill uses imposing language like prevent a technically skilled user, but it also doesn't, actually require the measures to work. Or at least it doesn't have to work perfectly. But seeing as they don't define any objective standards, there's a lot of room for interpretation, and that tells me Californistan is playing ball with their tech buddies again, because the printer manufacturers have been trying to shove proprietary everything and locked servers down the throats of consumers for some time now. But what I don't understand is why they don't understand their own core demographic group, because the kind of people who buy 3D printers have an awful lot of overlap with the kind of people who build 3D printers, and the bill does nothing to address the sale or possession of 3D printer parts. If this bill were just about the gun printing thing, they might get away with it, but the entire maker community hates this crap because it will also mean an end to the creative spirit that drove the home squirting community in the first place. So naturally, they'll just build their own printers, which is likely to put a few manufacturers out of business. Wait. That would also be quite convenient for some of the bigger manufacturers, wouldn't it? Say, have I ever told you guys about this concept called regulatory cap? So this is the part of the video where I would normally encourage you to call some politicrators, but for a change of pace, I'd like you to call some soulless corpos. I would tell you to call Bamboo Labs, but they seem to hate their customers so much they don't even want to talk to them. So there is no phone number listed. As I understand it, Bamboo is the worst of the lot when it comes to trying to lock their customers into their own ecosystem anyway, so we might be barking up the wrong tree there. But Creality's phone number is listed, so you should call them at 833-513-5012 right now and tell them to lobby against Assembly Bill 2047, because if they don't, the entire maker community will stop buying their printers and will instead build their own. The only way this bill passes is if the largest printer makers think it benefits them, so let's make sure they know it won't. Well folks, round's complete on 2, but before I go, your moment of completion. I love you.